good peoples of the internet. Welcome to Anna's Daring Adventures. I am Anna. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to tell you a story. It is story time, story time, story time. And this is about my solo trip to Rio De Janeiro. Solo trip to Rio De Janeiro, Brazil. It has been just a little over 1 year since I went on the solo trip to Rio de Janeiro, and there's not an ounce of doubt within me, not an ounce of doubt that this trip was actually a gift from the universe to me. When I tell you the story, you'll understand why. So buckle up, grab some tea, sip on some tea, sip on some water, some coffee, and let's get through the story. So in January of 2015, one random day, I remember that day vividly. A random day, I was off work, I was sitting on my couch, it was cold and snowing cold outside. I'm sitting on my couch, just chilling early in the morning. I know for a fact it was before 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting on my couch, I was on Facebook, just, browsing through, going through my newsfeed, and then a friend of mine posted a link, and the title was something along the lines of like, flash sale, reduced fares from Toronto to Rio de Janeiro for like $300. I was like, what? What did you just say? So I click on the link because obviously I trust the friend who posted. I click on the link and I looked and everything looked very legit. It looked very legitimate. The website looked legitimate. Everything looked very legitimate. So I was looking at it and then I was like, okay, this is too good to be true. There's no such thing as a ticket to Rio de Janeiro for like $300. I closed the tab and took some time to think. So here's what I dissected. I was like, okay, can I go? Yes, I can go because I would be able to go. It's not a problem going. Can I afford to go? Yes, I can afford to go. And if I was also thinking, okay, and if the site is actually a scam, if it is a scam, it's $300, so it's not really gonna break the bank to the extent of putting me like in tremendous financial turmoil. So I was like, okay, I can do this. And then I found the date in October. And it was for 8 days, and the ticket was like $300 and something, under $400 for sure. So what happens is in that website, they have set dates. They sell you, the deal is that they'll sell blocked dates. So they have already the dates set up. So for example, they'll pick like from the 1st to the 8th of a month. So you can only pick that. You can't select the dates yourself. That's part of the deal and why the tickets were that affordable. So I was like, no problem. I pick a date in October. I'm like, it's 10 months away. I have no plans to anything to do in October. I'll be done with school. I'll be able to do it. So I pick a date in October. I book my flight. I pay for it. And altogether, it was under $400 for my ticket. Under $400. I remember when I booked, I was so happy. I immediately told 2 friends, and one of my other friends, by the time she saw the message and tried to go to the same site to book the flights were already up to $900. So I really lucked out. I knew absolutely that was a gift from the universe. So January, I have my ticket booked for October. I'm going to Rio de Janeiro, so excited. And then I forgot about it for a little bit because mind you, it's like in January and it's 10 months away. So maybe around April, May, then I start researching and reading more about Rio and where I would like to stay, places I would like to go. And also as a solo traveler, I was thinking, okay, what areas are safe? What should I avoid? What places should I go to? So I was deciding between 3 places: Copacabana, Ipanema, aka Ipanema, or Leblon. And then in the end, I decided to book a hotel that was 2 blocks away from Copacabana Beach. And oh my God, let me tell you, that hotel was lit. So famous area, a safe neighborhood. The hotel was amazing. It had a swimming pool on the rooftop, it had a sauna, it had a steam room, it had a gym, and then it had like a swim up bar. And we also got buffet style breakfast every single morning. That hotel was amazing. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And it had beautiful views of the mountains, because Rio has the beaches and then they have like these mountains, these rocky areas kind of thing. So the hotel would have had the feels of that, and it was just amazing. So I booked it maybe around like May, June, and because I booked it ahead of time, I also got a really good deal. When I went to the travel agency and I was telling them, oh my God, I got this flight to Rio de Janeiro for $400, and then she's like, is it real? I was like, yes, they have sent me an email confirming that it's a real flight, and then fear started to creep in and I started to get anxious and like, wait, what if it's a real scam? And here I am booking a hotel. So the girl from the travel agency, she was like, do you want me to call and make sure that it's real? I was like, please call to make sure it's real. So she calls and she confirmed that it was real. It's a legitimate flight, and I was flying with American Airlines. Okay, so then the day comes in October. Everybody knows I'm going to Rio de Janeiro, and I'm giving this, and this vacation, I'm giving it as a gift to myself. It's a graduation gift to myself. I'm done with school. I'm so excited. I'm going to Rio de Janeiro. We get to the hotel, I check in, and then as soon as I got to the reception, they asked me, oh, are you all by yourself or will you have someone else with you? I always say that I'll have someone else join me because just for safety reasons. I don't want everyone to be aware that I'm traveling solo. So I was like, yeah, I have someone joining me in the weekend in a few days. And they're like, okay, good. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, so after I got in and I put my bags in my room, I then decided, I was like, okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get acquainted with the neighborhood. So I went for a walk just to see where everything was located. In that area, there were little bars, there was a restaurant, there were tons of restaurants. There was this huge, amazing hotels, like the whole avenue, the whole Avenida Copacabana, the whole Avenida had tons of hotels, people just walking up and down. I mean, and they even have like workout equipment right by the beach. So you see guys like working out, getting all ripped and looking fine as hell. And you know, people just walking up and down, other people in their rollerblades, some people with their bikes. So I was just walking, taking in all of that goodness, taking in the scent of like the oceans, the beauty. It was so amazing. I got coconut water because, you know, Rio de Janeiro, you gotta get coconut water, one of those humongous coconuts. And I was like sipping on my water, just walking up and down and stuff. It was so good. So before I went to Rio de Janeiro, I didn't purchase any tickets ahead of time, but I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I had printouts of the places that I wanted to do, what I wanted to see, the history of those places. I had like papers and papers that I print out. So I knew I wanted to go to Cristo Redentor, Christ the Redeemer, Pão de Açúcar, Sugar Loaf. I wanted to go to, obviously, Copacabana. I wanted to go to the beach. I wanted to go to Ipanema. I wanted to go to Leblon, samba dancing. I knew that I wanted to go samba dancing. So it was really exciting. So what I did was I spent many days on the beach. So I would take a taxi to go, for example, to Ipanema or to go to Leblon. I would spend the whole day on the beach. And generally on the beaches, they'll have like little booths. So guys that will rent a chair and they will serve you drinks all day. So they create like a little tab for you. And then if you need to go swimming, they'll watch your belongings as well. It was so good because I didn't have to worry about, you know, like, is someone gonna try to take my things. And the other thing as well, really unique about the beaches in Rio de Janeiro is that, so I had been to Caribbean countries and I am from Angola, so we have the Atlantic Ocean as well. And but the beaches in Rio are like, the waves are so strong that like you'll have on one side of the beach, you have like people like, you know, enjoying and lounging and just going in the water. And then on the other side, you're gonna have, there were surfers, and it was like, oh my goodness, this is like so amazing. One point I had sunglasses on and I went to, you know, I'm just in the water enjoying myself and playing around, and a wave hit me and it was so strong that it took my sunglasses. The wave took my sunglasses. When I went to Pão de Açúcar, so Sugar Loaf, I took a taxi. I got there, I purchased my tickets there. I spent the whole day there. It's so beautiful. So it's kind of like two mountains, two rocky areas. You have a cable car that takes you to the top of the first one, and there's like restaurants. You get a whole view of the city from there. And then to get to the second level, you have to take another cable car that takes there. But it's so beautiful. It's massive, tons of people. And like the top of the mountain is massive, so much to do, so much to see. And then when I had to go to Christ the Redeemer, I got there early in the morning. I took the earlier van, so by the time I got there weren't as many people, and it gave me opportunity to like look around, take some amazing pictures, and just absorb and savor it all. So another thing that I did, a whole day trip to a place that is called Angra dos Reis, and then you get on this awesome boat, and there's like a boat cruise. So there was music on the boat, we had lunch, and they took us to this amazing restaurant right by the beach, and the tables were set up right outside. We had lunch, we spent the whole day on the boat. There was music, there was dancing, and then the boat stops at a certain area and we could go snorkeling, and I took by far the best picture. I went snorkeling, and they have like photographers if you want to take underwater pictures, and while I was taking my picture, there was like a fish that took the picture with me. I love that picture. That's like one of my favorite memories of Rio de Janeiro. It was so good. And I had, before going to Angra dos Reis, I had, for whatever reason, I've just become a little bit scared of like open water. So my brain goes off and I'm like, oh my God, there's fish under me. There's things that can eat me. There's like, I've become a little bit fearful of like open water. I can swim fine if it's like a swimming pool, but if you put me like in the ocean and in the river, my brain starts going on and creating all of these things. But it was interesting enough that when I was in Angra dos Reis, I was like, no, honey, no, honey child, no. She is going in, she's going to snorkel, she's gonna enjoy herself. So I went in, I jumped in the water, and I had so much fun. I had the time of my life, and the guy came and took the picture at the perfect time while the fish was there. It was so good. And then one of the last days, I decided to then go to an area that is called Barra da Tijuca. And I decided to go because also a lot of the locals were saying, well, you've been to Ipanema and Copacabana and Leblon. Try Barra da Tijuca because the water is a lot clearer and there's not as many tourists, so it's not as populated. So I went to Barra da Tijuca. And it was also one of the best days. I think I keep saying that everything was one of the best days. But Barra da Tijuca, I got a chance to meet this amazing couple. We spent the whole day together. We were swimming together. We became friends. We had drinks, and then they took me to an area close to their restaurant that is a whole avenue of like bars and lounges, and people are just there enjoying themselves. It was so vibrant. It was like even much more vibrant than it was like a different type of vibrant than Copacabana. So it was so much fun, and they were so lovely, like so lovely. They're also from Brazil, but from a different area of Brazil, and they were visiting Rio de Janeiro. That was also one of the best days, and they were so kind. They were like, no, we're taking care of your tab. You are a guest. You can come and visit us another time. I was so touched. It was so sweet of them. I really, really, really loved that day. That day is forever in my heart as well. It was so amazing. And then what else? What else did I do that was spectacular? So what I used to do most evenings, close to my hotel, there were some bars. So I used to go in the evenings, you know, after exploring all day and going home and taking a shower, I would go for dinner at different restaurants, and then I would go to the bars near my area. And by the time I was there, there was also a tournament going on. I believe it was like a South American tournament or whatever. So there were soccer games going on. So I would go to the bars and watch the game. So I got to meet a lot of the people that worked at the bars, and I got to meet a lot of people that lived in the neighborhood. I met a lot of locals and became friends. And then, so the people that I met at the bar, I went samba dancing with them one night on a Saturday night. Oh, it was so good. We had a blast, and then I took a cab home, and it was late. Then we were partying till late. I think I took a cab home. I think I took a cab back to the hotel maybe around like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. It was just great. It was a great memory. And then before I knew, my trip was over. I got myself into a cab, and then I was back to the airport and coming back to Toronto. And it was good. My only regret is that I wasn't vlogging at the time. I wasn't a travel vlogger yet. I have tons of pictures. Wish I had made some vlogs so I could share with you all. But I'm happy to be able to share the pictures. And then when I came back a couple days later, it was my graduation ceremony. So I was so ecstatic. I'm so grateful that I had that experience. I'm so grateful that I took that leap of faith and saw that Facebook post and booked my flight and had an amazing time while I was there. I met amazing people. It was just an amazing experience. It was one of my most memorable and favorite travel experiences that I have had. So more of the story is embrace some unexpected gifts from the universe. So weigh in your options, do your research. If you see sometimes some of these flash sales, take advantage of it. Even if it's 10 months down the road, it gives you time to plan. I'm so grateful I went to Brazil. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, share with your loved ones, and I look forward to our next video. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.